Let's get it warmed up. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the most, Mark Saint, and every morning I get up and I am blessed to be alive. Look at these beautiful huskies over here. And we got liftoff, y'all. We got cloudy days and sunshine rays. Can't you see the private jets flying over you? Damn, bro. Reebok saying what will Hova do? And that's what we gonna do, bro. We gonna take the challenge this morning. Do you know how many people, how many motherfuckers are out in this life trying to be comfortable and not accepting the challenge of life? It is such a mind fuck because it'll happen every day, every second of our lives is a choice. And I keep talking about the choices between reward and servitude. Keep talking about the choices that we make for not accepting the challenge. You know, they keep saying, you want to be a hustler, you got to be addicted to these 8 habits. You got to get up early. Boom, baby, boom. We got you. You got to be able to fucking eat right. Boom, baby, boom. I got you. You got to be able to fucking, what's it called? Get out in the sunlight and get some exercise. There are things that we can do to set up our success. And a lot of people want to complain why they're not successful, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to fucking challenge themselves and say, you know what? Hey, you throwing Oreos in your motherfucking mouth. Check it out from here on out. No more Oreos, bitch. And you'd be like, what? What if somebody came up to you, Netflix, and just shook the fucking blanket off you and said, get up, let's go for a walk. You'd be like, holy shit, what's going on? What if it was just walking after dinner and walking off those midnight calories and getting your body in a catatonic state so it can fucking sleep properly? You know, all those things are within our reach if we make them priorities, but most of us don't do that. Most of us get stuck in comfort land, right? Remember Candyland? There used to be chutes and ladders. Yeah, well, guess what? Now it's your turn to play Candyland, but now it's called Challenge Land, right? Or Comfort Land. You need to switch it to Challenge Land, where everything's a challenge. And if you don't realize it, that's already life. What's really weird is life is already challenge land, and we are trying desperately to make it comfort land, but all the riches and all the gold is in the motivation. All of it is getting your hands mixed up. I can't stress this enough, so hear me now, feel me now. What's been happening with me, your boy Marky saying, I'm gonna take this left right here, is that I've been fucking making mistakes. And I talked about it yesterday. I'm not making mistakes. I'm the mistake master, trust and believe that. But it's also being brave enough to do it, to being brave enough to learn a new way, and to be brave enough to make the mistake. So that's what ends up happening in our lives. Oh shit, we got now we got some action. We got some water that we don't even take the chance. You know what? Let me walk this other way so I can outwalk the waters. Oh, they're on there too. Somebody's already walked in there. I try to stay away from people so I can film the show. All right. Here we go. So what'll happen is in our minds, you know, and I'm starting to realize this, and this is a big key in, hear me now, feel me now. If you're watching this, watch yourself. Watch yourself grab your phone when you're anxious. Watch yourself shake your legs when you're anxious. Watch what you do with anxiety. And here's what's happening. As we go into the 21st century, all the things that make us anxious is now getting pacified, right? We don't have any anxiety to find food. It's not like we got to go find a T-Rex and go slay it. No, we get in our phones and go, Uber Eats. Let's get super greedy. Let's get super self-conscious about money. And as long as we got that handled, we're good. And there's what happens. Even money becomes the trap. Now all of a sudden, like I said, you got the silk boxers on, you got the silk sheets, you ain't getting up running for 6 a.m. Now, mind you, the 6 a.m. run is mostly for people that are trying to train or really reframe their mind, right? You're going to start getting in a new pattern. And that's why we have to have this conversation. It's all about setting up a new pattern, a new habit. And like I said, for walking after dinner, guess what? That habit in itself, 15 days. Sometimes it takes 15 days for us to get to talk ourselves just into a nightly walk. I talk myself in the morning walk. It's been at least 285 days to learn a new process. And here's what's happening is that we are so filled with anxiety, we don't know what to do with ourselves. We're like, oh my God, all this is happening and I'm stressed the fuck out. And it's like, did you go for a run? What? Yeah, dude, you need to go for a run. Get all that energy out of you. Make your fucking brain switch up. Get the fucking endorphins going. Give yourself a new state of mind. And nobody wants to do that. They want to keep their mind in a safe place, right? Where it just feels safe. And there's just no anxiety. There's no triggers. I'm just comfortable all the time. And that's unrealistic. In the real world, when people had to hunt for their food, right? Then all of a sudden you got a real anxiety. You really got to stay out there in the forest because you can't come back empty-handed. Everybody's hungry. You got to stay out there till your challenge has been accepted. And most people ain't challenging themselves, bro. They're not challenging themselves to lose weight. They're not challenging themselves to work on their mental health. They're not challenging themselves at anything. They're expecting things to just work out. Oh shit, as long as I got this job. Well, did you challenge your job for a raise? No. Did you challenge them for more days off? No. All of a sudden, they are keeping you in comfort zone. They call it a salary for a reason. Most people call it a mortgage. It's a death note. But a salary is an exchange of money for you to quit your dreams. Ooh, I saw that shine hit my halo. Yeah, bro, that happened. You know, that's the price they pay you so you don't chase your dreams. And you're just like, whoa, no fucking way. Yeah, man, there's so much out there keeping you from your dreams. That's the challenge. And everything on the other side of fear is where it belongs. I can tell you right now, you know, most men, I'm hard, I go to the gym. Oh yeah, bro? Have you worked on approaching women? Oh, what? You could do 300 pounds, but you can't talk to a fucking 100-pound girl? No shit. Wow. That's really strong, you know? And you're just like, to be really strong, mentally strong, is when you start accepting yourself, right? You start accepting you start challenging yourself. You start saying, hey, I have a better self inside of me, right? I gotta practice what I preach. There's gotta be something that's gonna get me up in the morning, my morning motivation, and make me a better man. Make me a better man. I am making me a better man. I'm not putting it on someone else. I'm not putting it on a show or a podcast or something like that. No, dude, it's me versus me. It's you versus you. And it's been that way the whole time, but nobody wants to tell you that. Nobody's going to tell you about yourself. Good morning. And that's it. Good morning. And that's it, dude. It's you versus you. And every time you wake up, you challenge yourself. Say, I've been challenging myself for the day, bro. Do something different, Saint. Make it happen. Don't just sit here. Don't just play on your phone. Posting ain't working. What else did I say? Being on my phone keeps me from my better life. I'm the only one out here. Yep, get these sprinklers going. I'm the only one out here preaching that. I'm the only one preaching that. Everything's on the other side of fear. And all you got to do is be able to whisk it for the biscuit. Give yourself the challenge and realize that these shortcomings, these short comforts are all just a trap. Like I've been saying, in the 21st century, now all of a sudden the robots do all the heavy lifting. They now got Starbucks in full, or not Starbucks, McDonald's in full robot mode. It happens, bro. Let me get away from this noise. I'm going to go this way, away from the noise. But that's what we're doing, dude. It's almost like the movie WALL-E, where everybody became 300 plus pounds. We're all floating around. We don't have to lift anything. Shakes are made on tap. And now all of a sudden, all we got to do is just fill ourselves with calories. And that was one of my biggest mistakes. And I'm letting you know now, as I got comfortable. I finally got to a level where I was like, man, I'm making some money from the Weed for Vegas magazine. I'm going to start eating Uber Eats every day. I'm going to have the pistachio shake. And next thing I know, I'm consuming God knows how many calories, bro. And then next thing I know, I'm napping, taking up how much time. And then next thing I know, all I'm doing is just what I want. And then I never left the house. And then I stopped exercising. And then I stopped doing everything I wanted. Good morning, man. Beards on shirts, bro. Yes, yes. And that's what ends up happening, dude. You park yourself. You're like a shiny car. You're like the Ferrari and Ferris Bueller. It's beautiful, but it really needs to be out on the road. You know, these things. What the other dude? I think he sold like $23 million worth of fucking private cars the other day. And that was so amazing. I was just like, go ahead, motherfucker. You're going to just sit all these cars in a thing. Go ahead. You're right. Yeah, yes, no worries. Jog it up, jog it up. And that's what we end up doing. We end up saying to ourselves, oh, I'm gonna bitch at my big old fat ass, or am I gonna fucking move my fat ass? There's a difference there. And there's also a level of abuse there. For us to be critical of ourselves, like you're not making enough money, or you're too fat, or you're not good enough. When we start getting in that realm, now look what our energy does. Look exactly what comfort does. It breeds contempt. It literally starts getting you in contemptuousness. That person has a better life. That person's more healthier. That person has more money, instead of what can I do to get my game up? And that's when you got motivation, baby. When you're motivated, all of a sudden it's a challenge, bro. It's a fucking throwdown, high noon fucking challenge. Most people ain't trying to take that challenge. They want things to be comfortable. You'll look at a thing, they'll say it. They'll be like, hey, yo, we're going to Machu Picchu. You know, ooh, that sounds like a lot of effort. Yeah, that just sounds like weeks of planning, years of planning, a backpack, money. And you start calculating instead of start doing. And that's what the overthinker does. An overthinker will get into their minds and find each and every reason why things don't rhyme. But the real part of the challenge is flipping the bitch. You know, everybody wants to flip a house, flip a deal, make more money, but they don't want to flip themselves. They don't want to flip their mood. Right? You're like, yo, dude, I'm in a horrible mood. How do I flip this mood? Let me go get some Prozac. Let me go smoke some weed. Let me go fuck. Sure, you can do all those things and more. Trust and believe that. It's right there for you. The real part is the challenge. The challenge is also there for you. And it's going to wake you up and say, hey, remember when you were saying on the couch that you really wanted to lose weight? It's that morning time. Were you being serious? And now you're going to have a real conversation with yourself. Now you're going to have Saint's addiction, where it's like, do I keep choosing my addiction to comfort, or do I start becoming saintly, a better version of me, and I go after the challenge? And that's the biggest fucking call of the day, is like, you know it's going to make you eat better. You know it's going to make you feel better. You know it's going to make your body better, but your mind has to will it. That's what we always talk about, willpower in your heart from the start. You got to will it. You got to make shit a reality. And it ain't going to just fucking fall from the sky. You know, some days it's fucking going to be cloudy skies, you know. But you, yourself, you're going to be like, what is my new modus operandi? What moves me away from my comfort zone? Because comfort keeps me in the same place, bro. Comfort keeps you in a cave. And it's like Plato's allegory, you know, like the cave allegory. How's it going? Good morning. Yes, bless. Thank you. That's what happened, bro. We get in this allegory. It was Plato's, and these guys had only one perspective because they're chained to a wall, and all they could see was the shadow of life. And then one of them broke free from the shadows and came out and said, I see differently. And they're like, holy shit, you do see differently. I can see that you see differently. Show me how to see differently. And I'll tell you exactly this. Take the challenge in your mind. Hear me now, feel me now. Look at me right now. Look at yourself right now. And by the time you had that thought, that was your chance for action. By the time you actually executed something, that was your chance for action. By the time you pull the trigger, boom, high noon, I got the shot. And that's what ends up happening. It's like I got seconds to activate myself. Batteries not included. I gotta press the button. And a lot of us don't want to press the button, dude. We just want to kind of pull the string and be like a marionette, and things just happen and go through the day, and I just respond to whatever stimulus comes my way. That's not how it works, bro. You're gonna have to take the challenge. The challenge that you set forth in your mind. There's something that whispered to you. I don't even care if you were comfortable on the couch. Something said, I want a better life. Whew. I want something that I don't have right now. And in that wanting, we'll see how bad you want it. And that's the morning motivation. Hey, good morning. Now, watch your step, guys. It's slippery. Yes. Yeah, looks like I'm very slippery. But that's what it is. You're on a slippery slope, bro. Here's the slope, and you keep sliding down. It's nice and wet. And it's going to be a determination and a dogfight. And pumping your lungs and pumping your legs and moving that blood. And all of a sudden, you feel normal. All of a sudden you feel better than normal. You feel activated. An activated human is something else. Somebody that's ignited and pushing in a general direction cannot be stopped. Once you have motivation and you have momentum, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're doing it, and there's nothing that's going to stop a rocket launch. Did that make sense to you? That you can be set off into a direction of your choice and arc your way to the goal. Just so much fuel there. I used to use pain as my fuel, anger as my fuel, and now it's my discipline. It's me versus me, bro. What do I really want? Well, I really want to feel better. Truth be told, I really wanted to get out of my depression. If I really wanted it, that means I had to put the spoon down for the ice cream. Yep, thank God. Used to get around my waist. I need to activate my creativity. Started making hoodies and all over print and just getting after it. And then also come up with a new routine, bro. Getting up earlier. You know, my mind's already waking me up from my depression. Might as well get up and move. Old me, okay, you're comfortable on the couch. You took your morning shit. Get back on the couch. Fucking chill out. Whack a couple out. Fucking, oh man, maybe I do morning motivation. Okay, roll out, do morning motivation. Go back to the computer, email, post. Sit in front of computer, smoke. Sit in front of computer, sit. And that would be the day. Order some lunch, go do something, go to a meeting. I'm all set. And that would be my day. And I'm trying to tell people every day, I'm trying to challenge that. I'm trying to challenge myself to a new day. And say, what can you do differently today? As soon as I looked up at the mountains, like right between here, I'm like, ooh, I'd like to go to the mountains. Ooh, I'd like to go ice skating. Ooh, I'd like to go to the Bellagio Observatorium. And I did, bro. I got these fishing poles. They're looking at me in the corner like, you ain't used this yet. What? What'd you say? Yeah, bro. You're always saying how much you love fishing, Saint. Why ain't you got the tip wet? Good point. Oh, before you get high and masturbate, how about you call a girl? Good point. Because it's so easy to do the other thing. Open the phone, pick a porn, masturbate. And there's nothing behind it. Now I lost my nut. Now I lost my drive. Now I lost my momentum. Now there's no challenge to accept. I've already nutted. There goes my day. I'm good to go. But I'm not good to go. I'm good to be trapped. That's right. I was trapping myself. And I didn't realize it, bro. I didn't realize that I had picked the path of least resistance. And that's all of us. Always trying to get like the cheapest calories from McDonald's and expecting it not to kill us inside. Or what's the other thing? Not getting no exercise and expecting us to live longer. What's the other thing? Keep chasing money like that's going to help our mental. There's so much out there that we don't want to do. We don't want to give up our phones. You know, an hour, what is it, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0 or something like that, 3, 2, 1, 3 hours before bed, don't eat, 2 hours before, don't drink, and then 1 hour before bed, no screens. Yeah, have you ever 3, 2, 1'd yourself? Have you ever written down your goals? Have you ever just gone inside and said, okay, these are the things I'm going to tackle? It's almost the new year. How many people you know ain't got no fucking, drive? You know, they ain't got no self-determination. They just want things to fucking fall on their laps and just happen. Well, it ain't going to happen like that. You got to make it happen, Captain. And the only way to do that is get off your sorry ass. Get off that fucking comfort zone and get out there. But where do I go? I'm not sure where you go, but you just got to move, boy. Move, sucker. And that's a lot of our issues. We don't know what direction to run to. We feel trapped. We're like, oh my God, I'm stuck. Like Chuck, I can't do anything. These things are keeping me, and you're keeping you. You're the one keeping yourself still because it's so much easier to say, hold on a second. So much easier to say I want something than going after it. Everybody wants the prize, but nobody pays the price. I keep saying it. Opera singer saying, oh, I'd kill to have your talent. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because you'd actually have to do something with it. That's right. You'd actually have to get up and make it fucking happen. And a lot of us are stuck on that. Oh, I want it to happen for me. I need Miss America. I'll call these people back. I need Miss America to come up to my door and offer me blowjobs. It ain't gonna fucking happen, bro. And that's the thing that we get stuck on. Instead of making it happen, we just desire. And instead of being challenged, we just comfort. And all these things end up becoming a stick in the mud. You end up being parked, bro. And it's such a weird thing that you choose the least resistance always. You know, you don't want to challenge yourself. Here's the point. I've been doing a lot of filming. and there's mistakes happening, but we're learning from it. Even right now when I'm filming, this thing should be mirrored. When I was filming, it's mirrored because obviously it's a mirror. But what was happening to me is I didn't know how to adjust it. I didn't know that I could set a setting in my phone so it automatically flipped it. I'm sure you guys have inverse mirror photos before, but you can inverse your camera too. I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't from learning from that mistake. I wouldn't have got the chance to learn something new if it wasn't for trying, attempting, mistaking. If I gave myself the chance to mistake my way forward, fail forward, at least get in the game. Yeah, sure, you went to go talk to that chick and it didn't go right, but you went and talked to that chick. That sets the seed for the next chick. That's why they tell you get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And people are like, well, I don't want to get uncomfortable. Bro, that's where all the challenge is at. The only way to see if your hypothesis works, challenge. You actually got to challenge it. Get away from noise. You actually got to challenge yourself and challenge your life and make sure that the fucking thing responds and echoes back. I've never ran a marathon before. Most people will freeze right there. I've never wrote a book before. Most people will freeze right there. I don't know how to lose weight. Most people freeze themselves right there. Instead of going, hi guys, I'm gonna start a new habit. After dinner, I'm gonna go for a walk. Anybody's welcome to come with me, but that's my new strategy. Don't try to put my blanket on the couch in my spot. You already know my spot. I don't need to keep my spot at the bar. I don't need to keep my spot on the couch. I don't need to keep the spot in my mind. I can take the challenge, not some ice bucket challenge, but the challenge that you challenge yourself with. You already set forth in your mind something that you wanted, but you also set forth excuses of why not to get it. I was out there the other day. I wanted to talk to the girl, and I wanted to plan it out. And one of the key examples, the guy said, you want to get over approach anxiety or any anxiety, first things first is prepare. Prepare yourself to take on the challenge. Start buying yourself better walking shoes. Prepare yourself for the eating a salad at dinner because you don't want to, it's going to be too many carbs at night if it's just pasta. Start preparing yourself. Start preparing your meals. This is going to give you a huge advantage over the anxiety. The second thing he said was, don't make it bigger than it has to be. A lot of us go inside of our lives and we don't simplify anything. We don't decompartmentalize. We make it look like the whole mountain. Like my buddy said this morning, he said, I started taking my advice. This is a beautiful aspen tree. Aspens, bro. And we start taking his own advice. He's like, am I going to practice what I preach? Am I going to absorb the challenge and challenge myself and say, hey, not for nothing, but I'm going to have to discipline myself. And that's something that I always didn't like. I didn't like the taste. I barely know how to spell it. Discipline seemed like control to me. But what I lacked, and one of the perspectives I've learned in 42 years on this planet, was that it's not control, it's discipline. It's self-control. And I didn't have any of it. I didn't have any self-control in arguments. I didn't have any self-control in the food that I ate. I didn't have any self-control in how I spent. Did you add it up? Yeah, me too, bro. I started adding it up. I was like, damn, as soon as you get some cash, you're fucking Mr. Spends a lot. You're like Daddy Warbucks. You don't even know how to spell save. And it's a 4-letter word. Yeah, all of us do it. We don't want to look at our habits, but we're such habitual creatures. And instead of setting forth a new habit and saying, okay, from here on out, bro, nightly walks are my thing. Morning walks are my thing. Salads at lunch are my thing. I'm going to switch this thing, Saints Addiction, switch it from something that's destructive. It's hella motivating. All of a sudden, I'm motivated. As soon as I want to try to find some cocaine, I am motivated. And as soon as I want something else, if I want it bad enough, I'm after it. But guess what? How many people aren't after it? How many people go, ooh, I'm scared. I'm afraid somebody might not like me. I'm afraid I might ruffle some feathers. I'm afraid. And that's what you start teaching yourself. You start teaching yourself fear-based tactics. You start teaching yourself the negative thoughts. You start believing what you want to believe. And instead of setting forth something new to believe, you get a chance to fucking believe something new. You get a chance to believe in yourself. And that's something that most people don't do. They believe in the fear. They believe in the habit. They believe in the comfort, but they don't believe in the challenge. They don't want to accept a challenge, bro, from themselves even. And it's just like, set a challenge to yourself. Say to yourself, you know what? You are the one that's been smoking all my weed. You are the one that keeps eating all the cookies. You're the one. And if you really want to be the one in your life that sets yourself apart, you're going to be the one that has to take the challenge. And that's where it happens in our lives. It really starts to happen. We start trying. We're not perfect. We're like soldiers. When you're a soldier, bro, all of a sudden, everything you do is a mistake. They're yelling at your face. They're telling you drop and give them 100. There's always something. But what ends up happening is you end up building, good morning. You end up, morning. And you end up building a stronger reserve inside yourself. Everybody wants to be a soldier, but nobody wants to go through the 2 weeks of Hell Week. Nobody wants to go through 2 weeks of SEAL training, bro. Navy SEAL training. That would make you a fucking beast. But guess what? Nobody wants to release their beast. Nobody wants to fucking take the challenge. Nobody wants to get up in the morning and go, you know, I need to get up earlier. I need to work out more. I need this, I need that, and then make it happen. That's the challenge, bro. The challenge is right in front of us. And most of us, are afraid. We're afraid of what we'll look like on the other side. We're afraid to talk to women. I know I can admit that. Getting all nervous and think about my ex and am I ready and emotional instead of keeping it simple. And I'm just talking to another human being that shit breathes and eats. They got flaws too. That's one of the things Guy said. He's like, don't overbuild it. For an overthinker, that's what we do. We make it bigger than it has to be. Decompartmentalize it. Make it simple. It's as simple as walking over there and giving her my flyer. Something I've done a million times. But for some reason, I built up all these fears and walls and excuses why not to do it. And I can almost start seeing them slapping themselves onto my idea. Saying, oh, you wanted something? And you're like, yeah, I wanted it real bad. And they go, okay, why didn't you do anything? And then your excuses start slapping in. Oh, I'm with my aunt. Oh, it's not proper. She's not looking over right now. Just over calculate, over mistaking instead of, are you a man of action? Are you going to take action with your ideas? Or are they just going to sit there with you on the couch? Are they going to be around you when you die, around your deathbed? All your dreams staring at you go, this could have been you, bro. This could have been your life. You could have chose this life, but instead you sat there. How many people have watching the TV shows end up watching the invention that they made come up on the screen? How many people watch and envy of someone else having a girlfriend instead of them doing the sit-ups so they can be in better shape to get a girlfriend? How many of us are putting ourselves in a position, better chest position, than we would have if we didn't have that? And that's when I end up having the conversation with people. I start having a real talk with myself and others and going, okay, how bad do you want it? And that's a tough fucking question. How bad do you want it? Well, shit, I want it bad enough to get up early. I want it bad enough to eat salads. I want it bad enough to approach when I'm nervous. That's when it's going to be the biggest knock of your life. You're going to have to figure it out, and you're going to have to answer the call. And right now, life is knocking at you, and you ain't got good morning, and you ain't got the knock. You hear me knocking? Well, let me in. And that's what ends up happening. You got to let yourself into a new habit. You got to let yourself into the new challenge. It's right there in front of all of us, and yet we always gotta, I can't write a book. I barely know how to spell. Bullshit. I was in prison and I wrote the book Endure, and now I can write another book, and it's as simple as page by page, but most of us don't even want to stare for the first page. So in the new year, start the first page. Take the challenge. Make sure you fucking get yourself in a mode where you actually step up, where you show yourself that you are there. You know, there's more in a human than we give ourselves credit for. And I don't mean that just even in a military sense or a mind sense. This motherfucker got a whole door to open. Wow. A roll-up door to get out of. I'm tripping. Anyway, morning motivation, peace and love, and as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And take the challenge. Take the challenge. Challenge yourself to something. Once you start getting that momentum, you start opening up a whole lot of worlds that you didn't even know was there. And that's what I wanted people to do. I wanted them to shine. Every time you got to find that shine.